Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen across Canada and around the world. Welcome back to the Angry Canadian on the 16th day of October 2020. Thank God it's Friday. Now, if you watched my previous video, I was highlighting some of the stuff that Justin Trudeau thinks or says about Canada. Systemic racism, white supremacists, we got violence, we got everything. We're bad. We're really bad Canadians. Shame on you. Put your head down. You know, it's really sickening because you watch Donald Trump and a lot of people don't like him. That's factual. Not for anything, because if you were to look at his policies and things he's done, probably more people would find things they agree with than disagree.
For years they've been telling us.
The President of the United States is racist.
These comments are disgraceful and disgusting and are racist.
Donald Trump is a racist.
Yes, absolutely.
I can say that now.
He has been racist.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history.
What if he never was a racist?
Is Trump a racist?
I've talked to a number of black entrepreneurs who were trying to get financing. They couldn't. Somebody told them to go check with Donald Trump.
What a beautiful person you are.
He gave them a term loan. They independently relate this tale that when they saw him, he said, "This what you supposed to pay me? This our agreement?" And yeah. And then tore the check up, shook their hands, and congratulations. Now run your business.
What if Donald Trump wasn't the man they told you he was?
There's a lot to be said for Donald Trump. Yeah, there's a lot, you know. He's a good guy. He is really a good guy. He's not a racist. He's not.
Growing up in the Deep South, I've seen racism up close. I know what it is, and it isn't Donald Trump.
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK.
So here now is just a sampling of the long history of misogyny we have seen over the years from Donald Trump.
Who is a sexist? And now a sweeping report about the way he treats women.
He's been sexist.
What if he was never a sexist?
I've known my father obviously my whole life, and he has total respect for women.
A woman in the audience asked Trump if he'd hire veterans at that hotel. Here's how he responded.
You mind if I do a job interview right now? We need good people. How are you? Yes.
Mr. Trump, what we just witnessed here was pretty remarkable. I mean, this is a complete stranger who just came up and you offered her a job. What inside your gut gave you the feeling that
I
you
felt
could give
good
her a
about
job?
her. I tell you what, I looked at her. I said, I have gut instinct, okay? Look at that with the tears. How nice. She just seemed like a good person to me.
He's a race baiting.
He's a pig.
Xenophobic.
A mutt.
Religious bigot.
He appeared to mock a reporter with a disability.
What if he wasn't a bigot at all? What if he was actually warm and compassionate?
I'm President Donald Trump for you.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, hold on 1 minute.
All right, sounds good.
Can I have a
Holy Christ, what do I get to...
Hi, Jay.
Hey.
Handsome to me. I just saw a picture of you.
No, you're giving me kind honors.
Hey, Joe. A lot of good things are happening, too. Don't kid yourself. A lot of good things are happening in terms of the medical stuff. You keep that fight going. We both fight, okay? You keep that going, okay?
I will do my end.
For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Washington flourished, but the people did not share in its wealth. Politicians prospered, but the jobs left and the factories closed. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. What truly matters is not which party controls our government, but whether our government is controlled by the people.
The world is a mess. The world is as angry as it gets. All of this has happened.
From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. You are going to be so proud of your country because we're going to turn it around and we're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care.
2024 is the final battle to save our country from destruction. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you.
But one of the big things that is really amazing is how he puts America first and Americans. You know, as soon as he comes out there, USA, USA, and people, you know, yell, we love you, or 4 more years. And he's got, today he had a big crowd. This was in Florida. Probably anywhere in the 10,000 or even more people were out there. And oh my God, you know, that they weren't wearing masks and they weren't social distancing. They were just stuck together like sardines. Oh my God, that's going to be a huge outbreak. You know, in Minnesota when he was there, and again, a typical crowd, huge crowd, no masks or anything.
When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
And remember when he said that the COVID vaccine would stop you from getting infected?
The situation is so clear, the data affirm. If you get vaccinated, you are protected, even with the Delta variant.
And while voices of dissent were silenced, a Republican president and a Democratic president and their political parties and their members of Congress made the same choice to hand the keys of our nation over to Dr. Fauci. Then they stood by and watched as he destroyed our schools, our churches, our businesses, and our economy. Under their watch, we ended up having the highest death rate from COVID in the world. Throughout the pandemic, I was posting scientific evidence and warning that Dr. Fauci was wrong about many of these issues. And to silence that criticism, government officials and their allies in the media branded me as a conspiracy theorist and deplatformed me and heavily censored me both in the mainstream and social media.
This week, some of the biggest names in the anti-vax movement descended on D.C. for a rally to protest vaccine mandates.
And now Dr. Fauci is finally admitting that the Wuhan lab leak is not, after all, a conspiracy theory.
The most likely origin is a jumping of species. I still do think it is, at the same time as I'm keeping an open mind that it might be a lab leak.
Of course, I already knew this because I literally wrote the book on this incident. So the next time that the going gets rough, who do you want to have the power? We the people or the two political parties that got almost everything wrong?
Have you noticed how throughout every province, as far as I know, has a female health officer? Dr. Bonnie Henry in British Columbia, Theresa Tam for all of Canada.
The Public Health Agency of Canada, which has been known to disregard privacy concerns in the past, is now looking to hire someone to track and trace your private medical information and your records through the newly introduced electronic medical records systems at primary care physician offices. The Government of Canada has put out a call to hire somebody to track and trace the medical records of all Canadians. In a publication put out on March the 6th, Health Canada put out a call for a supplier to help what they call strengthen public health surveillance through primary care insights. The description reads, "The adoption of electronic medical record EMR systems in Canadian primary care settings is widespread, and their potential benefits for disease surveillance are well acknowledged. Pan-Canadian primary care EMR data is recognized as valuable for federal public health surveillance programs. The recently released Pan-Canadian Health Data Strategy emphasizes the importance of primary care research moving towards real-time data sharing and person-centric data." But what exactly is the Pan-Canadian Health Data Strategy? Well, it was born out of the COVID-19 pandemic naturally, and according to the Public Health Agency of Canada, which runs and delivers this strategy, COVID-19 has highlighted issues that make it a challenge to collect, share, and use health data for the benefit of Canadians.
She is a prize for Canada, like in a Cracker Jack box.
699 deaths. Nationally, there are close to over 20,500 active cases across the country. Over the past week, labs across Canada have tested an average of over 77,000 people daily, with 2.4% testing positive.
Okay, Theresa, labs have tested more than 77,000 people daily. Do you think this has any correlation to the numbers going up of how many people they find infected with COVID?
Good evening. On tonight's show, the awesomest Prime Minister of all time leaves the Conservative in the dust with 43%. Also tonight, a Arrivecan app misunderstanding. Auditor General Karen Hogan's claimed that there was mismanagement on our part. She's wrong. Stay tuned, we'll tell you why. After that story, we have several Freedom Convoy protesters suing me and JT because of our misuse of the Emergency Act, or so they think. And our final story, wait until you hear this. Pierre Poilievre ran away from the press to avoid answering questions. Over to you, JT.
Good evening. It's Justin Trudeau here, your host at CFC News. Joining me as my #1 co-host is the amazing Chrystia Freeland. And on the other side, we have the opposing view with Doug Ford, because we are fair here on CFC. Tonight, we're diving straight into our top story. Let's get this show on the road. And on our top story tonight, the Liberal, meaning me, yours truly, Justin Trudeau. I'm in the lead with 43%, leaving the Conservative in the dust. This is because Canadians knows how awesome I am. Isn't that right, Dougie?
That's good news, Trudeau. Damn it. I mean, that's terrible. I'm a Conservative.
The data showed here on the screen. I'm at 43%. We. Yes, we are at 43%, leaving the Conservatives in the dust. Canadian knows who is the awesomest Prime Minister of all time.
Sorry, JT. The producer has just informed me that the data is not real. It's a meme. I think someone in our editing room is pranking you.
Who is this editor that pranked me? Canadians demand that he will be fired immediately.
I think it's the new guy. His name is Lee, but we can't prove it. So there's not much you can do, JT.
The Canadian people are not satisfied with your answer, Dougie. They demand justice for their awesomest Prime Minister of all time.
Yes, that's right, JT. No one pranks my PM. Dougie, once you catch him, find out what's the name of his bank for me.
But of course, Chrystia, you know I would do anything for you, even giving up my cherry cheesecake. Anyways, the producer has informed me The real data is now on screen.
Please take it off the screen. The story is no longer interesting. In fact, it's no longer the top story tonight. So, please, what's our next story, Christia?
Thank you, JT. Here's our next story. Auditor General Karen Hogan appears as a witness at the House of Commons. She stated that our ArriveCan app is a disaster. Over 10,000 people were told falsely by the app to quarantine. 19.1 million in sole source contracts awarded to an Ottawa consulting firm that didn't do any actual work. She went on to say the app cost $59.5 million and possibly more. Over $12 million worth of invoices for work done on the project was potentially unrelated to it.
Oh man, that sounds pretty bad for you guys. But I'm pretty sure you have someone to blame. Some good explanation for the Canadian people.
But of course we do, Dougie. That's why we have this news channel now. Canadian knows and trust that we will give them the truth. Unless you heard it from us, then it's all just misinformation.
Yes, Christia, that is absolutely correct. Canadians knows that they can trust their awesome Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. And I say we did a great job at it. Canadian knows and recognize that the ArriveCan app is awesome like their Prime Minister. What about overspending, mismanaging, false restriction, you say? Well, I can tell you why. Because the dog jump over the moon, and Christia ride a bike, and Canadian knows and recognize that Pierre Poilievre is a bad, bad man. What's our next story, Dougie?
Good evening. A lawsuit has been launched against the federal government, police agencies, and big banks over the unconstitutional use of the Emergencies Act. Oh boy, does that include me? The lawsuit was filed on Wednesday by about 24 plaintiffs across Canada, seeking compensation for the events that occurred in February 2022. The Trudeau Liberals have wasted no time in announcing their intention to appeal the decision. Oh, thank God. Damn it. I don't care. Oh man, I got gas. I get gas when I'm nervous. It's a good thing I'm a conservative, or I will be so nervous right now. Ha, ha, ha. Over to you, Trudeau.
Don't worry about it, Dougie. I got you. I got my Uncle Rulio to be a judge at the public inquiry, and he found that I did nothing wrong. I'm pretty sure I can find another uncle to help. If not an uncle, I have a good friend of a family like David the Big Johnson. Woo! Who? Do you know what I mean by Johnson, Dougie? Or maybe I should make you a special rapporteur. No, wait, I can't do that. I forgot you're a conservative, but not to worry. Because Canadians know I have never done anything wrong, except those ethic violations and a few other things.
That's right, JT. It's important that we take a moment to recognize that Canadians knows, and Canadians recognize that we did nothing wrong. And if anyone who disagree, can send me a message telling me why and along with your banking information for security check for your safety. I promise to pay you a visit.
Thank you, Christia. And now our next story. Now our tragic story. I was bullied in the House of Commons today. Canadians were shocked that Pierre Poilievre said the WTF word. Canadians witness and recognize how evil Pierre Poilievre was. Let's now watch.
$250 million. WTF.
Here, here. I'm going to ask the honourable opposition leader, please, to withdraw that comment and to use parliamentary language, please.
Where's the funds?
The bullying did not stop there. Other members of Parliament jump in and attack me with hate and misogyny. What hurt me the most, Dougie, was when Jagmeet attacked me. It hurts because we had history It's always beaming on and off relationship, but this time, I don't know he's coming back. Oh, dear Jaggy. Return to me, my low. Return to me, my friend.
Don't worry, JT. He will. I'm pretty sure of it. And now our final story. Our final story tonight. Pascal Saint-Onge, one of my MP, revealed to Canadians that Pierre Poilievre wouldn't answer questions and refuses to be accountable. Let's listen in, shall we?
Pierre Poilievre yesterday and a journalist from Canadian Press. First of all, I want to say that he's pretty thin-skinned. It's our job when we're politicians to answer questions from journalists. We're accountable to the Canadian population, and it's the journalist's job to ask those questions. So yes, when you're a politician, you need to answer questions.
She is 100% right. Canadians see that she's telling the truth. All Canadian knows that we, the Liberals, will always answer any question at any time.
Still invited to give us their comments. Thanks.
But they can remove services. They don't have to just keep giving services. They can decide not to, as they've done.
What in the Klaus Schwab is going on?
Oh man, not again. I think someone in the editing room is doing this, but we are not sure. No one knows what the heck is going on.
You need to find out, Dougie. This is unacceptable for Canadians. Get me their banking info, or else I want yours. Capiche? Do we understand each other, Dougie?
I'm really, really sorry, Christia. I will not let you down. My sweet, sweet cherry pie.
Stop that, you oaf. I am not a pie. More like a lemon.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't say lemon, more like a sauerkraut. That's all we have time for tonight. Before we go, I have a special message for all people kind. If you're watching this on YouTube, you have to listen and obey your awesome Prime Minister. Do not hit that subscribe button or likes, share, or even comment. Every Canadian knows that following this Prime Minister orders is the most rewarding and satisfying experience in their boring life. If you do subscribe, I know you won't. You love me too much. If you do, Christia will explain. Christia.
Thank you, JT. Like JT was saying, if you do, please leave a comment along with your banking institution number. For your safety purpose, of course. Even if you don't subscribe, consider texting me your banking institution number. Every Canadian deserves to feel safe. Back to you, Trudeau.
Okay, Christia. Good to know you have the Canadian people's back. Do you have anything to add? Dougie?
Oh, yes, JT. Yes. I'm a conservative, but I agree with you on this. Well, most. But like I was saying, Canada has no place for laughter. So don't subscribe to this channel. That's all I got to say.
There you have it. Straight from a conservative's mouth. Time to cue our exit music.
Now, listen up real quick, let me break it down. Canada broken, can't ignore it now. Trudeau in power, but he's just a clown. Time to rise up, let's take this crown.
What the who? This is not the Taylor Swift song that I picked for our show. What is going on? Is it that editor again?
I have no clue, JT. But I must say I kinda like it. It's pretty catchy.
Hurry! Just pull the damn plug, Dougie.